Happy holidays, and thank you for watching this episode of Angry Video Game Nerd. It's the season of giving, but haven't you already given enough of your unencrypted data away to be harvested by hackers, governments, and corporations? Well, if you've been using ExpressVPN for years like I have, then you have nothing to worry about. ExpressVPN safeguards and protects the data that you send over the internet from prying eyes, wrapping it in a protective bubble called a virtual private network. Then, your data is sent through a secure tunnel to its destination, unlocking unrestricted access to the internet for you. As the holiday season approaches, I like to watch the classics like Home Alone, The Grinch, Christmas Vacation, etc. And it can be a pain to find everything on stream. But with the VPN, I don't have to sweat it. It's like a gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
That it is, Edward.
With just a click of a button, I change my geolocation to another country like France, and almost like magic from Santa himself, everything shows up instantly in beautiful high definition. And with almost 100 countries to choose from worldwide and being rated the top VPN available, I'm always confident that I can find whatever I need with my ExpressVPN at my fingertips. Find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free by visiting expressvpn.com/cinemassacre or by clicking the link in the description below. Today, we're talking Garfield, yeah! And since this is the December episode, you might be wondering, is there anything Christmas about it? Yeah. Back in the day, there used to be this roll of paper that came to your house. It was called a newspaper, yeah. It had a bunch of news and sports crap. Also, comics. Every day, I would pick out that comic section and go straight to Garfield. It was my favorite, and all it was a cat. A cynical, sarcastic cat who speaks only in thought clouds, who likes to eat lasagna, his John, and his dog Odie. Nevertheless, there was something about it that hooked me, and I collected many of those books that archived all the old Garfield strips. Part of the appeal was from being a cat owner. There was a relatability factor. Never before had I seen a comic that made fun of how cats can't make up their mind if they want to go out the door, or how they plan out their jumps across furniture. It's a comic about what your cat is thinking, what goes on inside their little minds. That is, until Garfield evolved into a more generic character. What I loved was the slapstick. There was so much chaos and destruction. It often involved food being splattered or someone being whacked in the head. Everyone remembers Odie getting a lot of abuse, but John would get totally messed up. He's falling on his face, getting burped through the door. Sometimes it happens in a combo. A pie to the face, his pants get ripped off, and then he's kicked over. These type of exaggerated cartoon physics were new to me at the time. Even though it was just a drawing on a page, I could see it moving. Garfield is what taught me how to draw movement. And I gotta mention, John's facial expressions are so funny. But I think one of the biggest appeals of the character is Garfield's fuck all attitude. He doesn't give a shit. He's the king of laziness, especially when they gave him that monotone voice for the animated show. That set the way for how Garfield talks. While I was a big fan of both the show and the strip, eventually, like most things, it became repetitive and predictable. Just think, there's been a Garfield comic every day since 1978. By now, you wouldn't think Garfield would still be such a big deal anymore. But the internet has given Garfield a whole new life. There's so many fan works and spoofs, it would be impossible to count. There was a Garfield randomizer that mixes panels from different Garfield strips. There was Silent Garfield that removes Garfield's thought clouds. And then there's Garfield minus Garfield, which removes Garfield altogether, making John into a much crazier character than he already was. It's hilarious. Then there's the square root of minus Garfield. It never ends. There's all kinds of theories, like trying to explain whatever happened to Odie's original owner, Lyman, who was only in the early comics. The theory goes he was murdered or captured by John, and there actually exists a Flash game called Garfield's Spooky Scavenger Hunt with an Easter egg showing Lyman chained up in the basement. I didn't know Garfield had such deep lore. What is it with Garfield? Why has it infiltrated our imagination so much? Is there any core meaning? Well, perhaps some of the video games might hold some clues to the secrets of this stupid cat's enduring popularity. Or not. You want to know how many Garfield games there are? No, you really don't. There's too many, and they've been making them since the days of Atari 2600. What you see here is a prototype, developed during the video game crash of '83. It was cancelled, but not lost, unfortunately. There's not much to do but hop across a fence while avoiding potted plants. Next thing, you're on a rooftop. Oh look, Odie's in the chimney, like Santa. There's our Christmas reference. How do you like it? Merry fucking Christmas. Happy goddamn holidays. And while you're at it, Happy New Year. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Arbor Day. Happy World Mosquito Day. And happy birthday, Brian. Anyways, you encounter this gray creature who I think is supposed to be normal. Next thing, you're in the universe of Odie's, eating burgers. And that's about it. It's a 30-second unfinished Atari game. There were tons and tons of Garfield computer games in the 80s, but when it comes to consoles, there was a Famicom version. It was called The Week of Garfield. Somehow, it never made it to the NES. In some cases, that's a shame, because there's a lot of good games that only came out in Japan. Is this one of those? Or is it... The title screen is promising. It at least looks like Garfield and Odie. But then Odie runs away, and Garfield says, "Where are you going, Odie?" He's quitting. Already. That's a bad sign. Level 1, you're walking through John's ugly house with tasteless wall colors and randomly placed tables and cabinets. What happened? I'm dead? That was fast. Anyway, the goal of the game, I think, is that you're trying to find Odie. I'm dead again? Oh. Okay, this already sucks. There's a spider in my way. Oh, great. What was that? Did Garfield just turn into a four-legged cat all of a sudden? Yes, actually, that's how you crouch in the game. And it's true, Garfield used to walk on four legs in the early comics, but in the game, it switches back and forth. Every position, whether jumping or whatever, all look like totally different Garfields. The attack, you gotta be kidding me. That's all you get? Just a wimpy little kick? At first, I couldn't even tell if I was attacking or not. That range is so short, it doesn't even go outside Garfield's own hitbox. You gotta get the power-ups. You can throw bones, what look like bombs, and a spread gun. A spread gun. Do you remember the comic where that happened? Where Garfield fired a spread gun at a bunch of frogs and mice? The enemies make no sense. How did John let all these frogs in his house? Remember that one strip where Liz came over and he was like, "Oh shit, I got all these frogs jumping around." Oh, that John. Then you got all these green alien bug things and gray mice. That mouse just kicked my ass! Drained my health in a second. Damn! Knocked me in the air! These mice don't fuck around. When you reach the end of the stage, if you reach the end of the stage, you come to a locked door. Yes, you gotta find a key. Alright, I'm gonna go back. Wait, you can't go back. Does that mean I'm